In this video I demonstrate the use of the list dictionary collection, and I recommend, if you haven't already, to take a look at video 2030 on the intro to collections for more information about this collection and all the collections that implement the iDictionary interface. If you recall from the introductory video, we talked about how the list dictionary and the hash table are different in their implementations but very similar on the surface. That if you had a lot of items to put in a collection, that you'd probably be better off using the hash table, because the hash table sets up a series of buckets, this big infrastructure that allows it to find items in large lists very easily. But if you didn't have a lot of items, you should probably scale down to the list dictionary item, because it uses a linked list approach to sorting through the data, so that when you're looking for a specific item in the collection, you could specify it, and it may start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but it'll find it fairly quickly. When your list grows beyond 10 items, however, you're better off using the hash table. At least that's what Microsoft recommends. So I've created a console application called List Dictionary VB, and the very first thing you might notice is, as I go to create an instance of the list dictionary, that I create a new system collections specialized list dictionary. So list dictionary is not in the system.collections namespace. It's actually in another namespace called specialized. We haven't really talked about this, but all the other collections that we've used, we didn't have to specify system.collections. That seems to be because by default, Visual Basic assumes that we'll use the system.collections within our application, along with some of the more common system.whatever namespaces. But in this case, we have to define the specialized namespace so that we can get to the list dictionary. And I've created basically 5 car objects based on our car class that I've copied over to our project, and I've added each one of them to our list dictionary collection. Now, something that's unique about iDictionary collections is that you get a collection of keys and values. And so what I've done is done a loop through each of the keys and each of the values. These keys and values are returned back as iCollection typed collections, so that we can use this for each. But I've tried to save off cars.keys and just about everything, including array list, and I would have had to cast it to that specific type. So this just seemed easier, just a for each key and cars.key, and then write out whatever the key was and then whatever the values were. So I do that, and then also I access a specific item within our list dictionary by passing in not the numeric ordinal value, but rather the key name. So in this case, we're going to pass in Prism and see what we get back and write out the Prism's properties. Let's go ahead and save this and build it. Then I bring up my console window and typed in list dictionary VB and to run it, and whoops, I've got a problem. And the problem is that I have 2 items with the exact same key to be added to my collection. So let's back up and let's take a look at what we have here, and notice that we're using the model to add to our collections, and the only thing that differentiates these 2 Cutlass Supremes are the years. So these 2 are not unique, and we can't add them to our list dictionary. So what I'll need to do is add on that this was a Brome model, and then we will try it again. Let's go and build our solution, and then let's bring up our window again and hit F3, and here we go. So notice that we loop through all the keys, and this time that the Cutlass Supreme is different than the Cutlass Supreme Brome. And then I loop through all the values. So I get back each of the objects that are placed into our collection, each of the car objects, and just print out all the properties of them. Then finally, I access the value via its key. I said, give me the value where the key is Prism, and it returned back the object that had GeoPrism 1995. So that's pretty much it for the list dictionary. It's a lightweight collection that allows you to use just a few objects if you don't need the cumbersome weight and the performance benefits of the hash table. If you just need something light and quick and fast, the list dictionary is probably for you.